Asam tato jayamudin. Nashtaprayeshu bhadreshu nityam bhagavat sevaya. Bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtaki. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namani Gauratvesh Nityananda Mahamnami Sarvanand Karam Harinam Pradam Devam Avadhut Shromanim Vageshwariyasya Vadane Lakshmi Yasya Vakshase Yasyasi Samvit Hriday Samvittam Narsingam Aham Bhaje Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Dear devotees, you are all welcome for continuity of our Bhakti Vedanta study of 10th Canto Srimad Bhagvatam. We are in chapter 43. Today we are starting the first section, verse number 1 to 14. Krishna kills the king of elephants, Kuvalyapid, along with the Mahavat, or the driver of the elephant. And the wonderful name in Sanskrit will come across Ambushta. So, first word Sukdev Goswami is speaking, Shukavacha, Atha Krishnascha Ramascha Krata Shauchao Parantapa Malaha Dumdubhe Niragosham Shurtva Drishtum Upayuto. Atha, this word Arth is generally very auspicious, is like Mangalacharna. And this is the next topic. Atha, Krishnascha Ramascha. Krishna who attracts everybody, because Krishna is going to attract all these subjects which are at Rangamancha, or that pavilion. And Balaram gives pleasure to all the devotees. So they are Krita Sauchao, when they come, they are purified. Generally, purification, Sauchao means purification, which means they have taken bath or washed their hand and feet at Jamuna, or there may be some other meaning. They purified themselves by giving, by breaking the bow and all these things. There is also something like that. Parantapa is the chastiser of the enemy, Krishna, and both. Mala means the wrestling match. Dumdubi, kettle drums, and Nirghosham, resounding vibration. Shurtva, when they heard, because they were at the bank of Jamuna, they heard this, and then they wanted to come to see that, and therefore they came to the Rangamanch area of the pavilion. So Shukdev Goswami says the chastiser of the enemies, it is the address to the Maharaj Parikshit. Krishna and Balaram, having executed all the necessary purification, then heard the kettle drum resounding at the wrestling arena. They went there to see what was happening. Srila Prabhupada's disciples write, Srila Sridhar Swami explained the word Krita Sauchau, having executed all necessary purification. And what is that? As follows. 2 days previously, Krishna and Balaram had executed their purification. They are relieved from offenses. They are relieved from offense by performing heroic deeds. The Lords respond, even after we have made our power known by breaking the bow and by performing our other feats, Our parents have still not secured freedom. Kans is again trying to kill them. Therefore, although he is our maternal uncle, it will not be wrong for us to kill him. They assured their offenselessness by this reasoning. So here the Krita Suchao has a different angle the Acharya, particularly Sridhar Swami, is looking at. That they wanted to purify the situation, that Kans should be aware that how powerful are they. They have already broken the bow. They have killed the washerman. So Kans must, rectify. But still, he want to kill Krishna's parents, Vasudev, and even Krishna and Balaram himself. So they decided it is not at all offense to kill Kansa. That's the one meaning. And Chakravartipad writes, Atta means next, signifies the early in the morning. Krishna and Balaram, without telling their father and elders, went to the bank of the Jamuna with their friends before washing. Before washing their face and hands, they said, "Oh friends, listen to the drums announcing the wrestling match. Let us now leave here and go to the arena." Everyone quickly went to see the wrestling match. And Srila Jiva Goswami writes, they went with pretext of desiring to see what was happening. In order to fool the elephant trainer, he put on a wrestler costume, means Krishna put on a wrestler costumes with lower and upper piece. Otherwise, it would be useless to say. He then approached the arena. "O destroyer of the enemies, Parikshit Maharaj, you are the person to oppose such evil men." Krita Sauchav can mean that the two boys were without offense to kill the guardians of the bow. Same mood as of Sridhar Swami. So they were not doing any offense when they break the bow and kill the guards and soldiers. Why? Because this is also purification of the consciousness of Kansa, which was not happening. Or it can mean that, like ordinary men, they underwent purification for killing, leaving the elder cowards to take bath in the river. So they were purifying themselves before killing Kansa. And Srila Sanatana Goswami writes, Ath indicate auspiciousness. Usually Ath means Mangalacharana, is invoking auspiciousness. The two boys would kill the demons. Or after Nanda had been called, it was not proper to go to the demons with his dear devotees, because Nanda was called by Kansa. They paid, yesterday we read, they paid the gift and then they sat down on the pavilion where there was a place. Or since they had gone, he should go there quickly. He attracted the heart of all his devotees with his desire to kill the demon. Therefore, he is called Krishna here. Because he attracts the heart of his devotees, therefore he is called Krishna. And what is the desire of the devotees? To kill the demon. And Balaram gave enjoyment to his friends, therefore he is called Ram. So they are called Krishna and Ram because of these two reasons. Though Krishna is mentioned first because he was the main person in all cases, because Balaram was eager to kill demons, the repetition of the word cha indicate they were equally prominent. Because he went with his younger brother out of affection, Balaram, and followed his will, he is given equal status. Hearing the loud noise from the drums and the wrestlers, they went to see the match. They went without wrestlers' dress. Here it says without dress, and there it says they were wearing wrestlers' dress. very gently to fool the elephant trainer, means the Mahavat, and others. O destroyer of the enemies, Parantap, this was proper for killing the enemies. You have similar nature. Now, next verse says, Rangadwaram sama sadaya. Tasmin nagam avasthitam, nagam means elephant. Apashyatta kuvalya pidam Krishno ambushtaha prachodhitam. Ambushta means the trainer or the driver of the elephant. Mahavat is called in Sanskrit Ambusht. Ambusht. And Krishna spoke to him. When Lord Krishna reached the entrance of the arena, he saw the elephant Kovalya appeared, blocking Krishna's way at the urging of his keeper, because the keeper of the elephant was trying to stop Krishna and Balaram entering into the arena door, stopping their path, because he was asked by Kans to kill them. And Srila Prabhupada's purpose, elephant keeper revealed his malicious intent by blocking Lord Krishna's entrance into the arena. So it was their malicious intention, because they are serving Kansa, and Kansa asked them to do that. And the elephant was instigated by the trainer to do this job. Coming near the entrance, Krishna saw the elephant standing there, alertly goaded by the keeper on the shoulder to kill Krishna. He approached the elephant to kill it with care, while being attractive in all hearts. Krishna. Verse number 3. Badhva parikarmam shauraihi. Badhva parikarmam means circumambulating generally, parikarma. But badhva means tying. So Krishna used the cloth around his waist and he tied it. And what is Krishna? He is Shauri. He is the most hero, brave man, descending in the dynasty of the Sorsen is one thing, but Sauri also mean Krishna, and also means most chivalrous, powerful hero. Samuhya kutila alkan, and also Samuhya kutil alkan. Alkan means his curly hairs, which were under his turban. He wanted to tie those hairs with his top cloth, that they should not lose and come in front of the eyes while he was doing the wrestling match or fighting with the elephant. So he did two things. He tied a cloth around his waist, and he tied his curly hairs with the top cloth. Vacha hastipan vacha. Then he spoke to the trainer of the elephant, Ambushta. Meghanada gambhira, and his voice was like a rumbling cloud. Securely binding up his cloth and tying back his curly locks, Lord Krishna addressed the elephant keeper with words as grave as rumbling of cloud. Srila Prabhupada, disciple, write, Lord Krishna was obviously preparing for fight. According to Srila Vishwanath Chakra Thakur, the Lord put aside his jacket, tightened his belt, and tied back his hairs. Chakravarti writes, Krishna took off his shirt, tightened his belt, and placed the garland and other dangling objects over his shoulder. He tucked his curly locks under his turban with his fingers, but fearing that they would become loose at the time of combat, Krishna tied back his hair with his top upper cloth. And Jiva Goswami writes, in order to give bliss to the dynasties of the warriors, he now acted as a warrior, Sauri. So word Sauri is used for two reasons. Because he's acting as now warrior and he's also giving bliss to the dynasty of the warriors. Taking off his jacket, he bound a sash around his dhoti and put on the long garland over his shoulders. This garland will be described in verse number 19. Previously, his naturally curly long hairs had been combed and hidden beneath the shining turban. At this time, he bound his locks tightly with the upper cloth for fear that they might be scattered while wrestling. Another version with the samoya instead of samoya is a poetic lesson. It was proper to completely bind his locks since the killing the wicked, there should not be nothing blocking his face, and thus the demon would derive benefit from seeing his beauty. This is the another interesting statement. Because the hair comes and cover the face of Krishna, then the demons will be deprived of getting blessing of seeing the face of Krishna and getting delivered. So ultimately, his purpose was to benefit even the demons. According to Sridhar Swami, he put on his cloth and then tied up his cloth, Baddha Parikarma, since it has fallen out of place. Badhva Parikaram, another meaning of Badhva Parikaram is, that means he put on cloth, that's okay. Next verse, verse number 4. Ambushta maragam now. Twice he's saying, oh trainer of the elephant, oh Mahavat, please give me path. Dehi aprakarmachiram no chedasa kunjaram twadya nyami yamasadhanam. If you don't, then I will send you and your elephant to the abode of the Yamaraj. This is one meaning. Other meaning is Yama means you control mind, those who control mind, and sadhana means austerities. So by this I can deliver you. Yam sadhana means I will deliver you. It means you will be delivered. Delivered because Krishna kills somebody, is automatically delivered. Lord Krishna said, oh driver, ambushta, move aside at once and let us pass. If you don't, this very day I will send both you and your elephant to the abode of Yamaraj. Chakravarti writes, Krishna said, I will send you to the abode of Yama sadhanam. The phrase Yama sadhanam also indicates liberation because it is attained, sadhyati, prapyati, by Yama, control of mind. And Jiva Goswami writes same thing. Krishna addressed the elephant keeper twice in order to make clear his determination or to express his anger. He spoke to indicate that blocking the road was great offense. Move off the road immediately, aprakrama. I will send you to the abode of death. Present tense is used to indicate the near future. You have spent your time. Today I will send you to the death. The other meaning of Yama sadhanam is that which is produced by control of mind, which indicate liberation. So there are two meanings of Yama sadhanam. If you do not move the elephant from our path, then immediately I will send you and your elephant both to the death. Present tense indicated right now. Kunjaram means the any meaning of kunjar. Generally, kunjar snan means elephant. The another meaning of kunjar is ku means the one who crumbles the earth. Ku. With his tusk and weight. Therefore, he is called kunjar. Kunjar means one who crumbles the earth with his tusk and weight. This indicates the elephant's strength. Verse number 5. Evam nibharishto ambushta kopitam gajam chodyan asa krishnaya kalantaka yamopamam. Now there are three words here. First, evam in this way, nibharishto, nibharatishta. Nibharatishta means he was chastised or threatened by Krishna. Nibharatishta. Nibharatishta. He was threatened. And who ambushed her? The elephant keeper. Kupita, he became angry. Kupitam, enraged. Because he was angry, he made the elephant angry. Gajam, elephant, he made the elephant angry. How? Chodayamas. He, by his god, he charged the elephant towards Krishna, like Kal, time, Antaka, death, and Yam, as Yamraj. Upamam means comparable. So, here, Srila Prabhupada, the translation by disciples, thus threatened, the elephant keeper become angry. He goaded his furious elephant who appeared equal to time, death, and Yamraj into attacking Lord Krishna. So these are the three adjective used for this elephant. He is like Kal, time. He is like death, Antakam, and he is like Yamraj. He is a very powerful elephant. He was gifted to Kansa by his father-in-law Jarasandha. And there is a past history of this Kubalya also upcoming in a Garga Sahinta. Chakravarti Pad writes, instigated, it means the trainer of the elephant, instigated the elephant to catch Krishna. The elephant is described as being like Yamraj, who brings an end to one's life, Antakam, through the force of time, Kala Antak. However, Krishna is the master of time, which is stronger than the elephant. Thus, the elephant and the trainer could do no harm to Krishna. By using this phrase, Kalantaka Yamopamam, comparable time, death, and Yamraj, Sukdev was comforting fearful Parikshit. Because Parikshit thought, oh, this is a very dangerous elephant. So he said, don't worry, Krishna is more powerful than him. Verse number 6. Karindarastam abhedurtya. Kari, Indra. Kari is another name for elephant. So by now we have a couple named Kunjar, Nag, and here is Kari. So found out a couple of names of elephant in this section. Kari, or elephants. Kari of the elephants, Indra, the Lord. Abhidrutya karena karsagrahita karada vigalita samnon nihatta angrishoho aliyata. Now what Krishna did? The Lord of the elephants charged Krishna violently, seized him with his trunk, But Krishna slipped away, struck him a blow, and disappeared from his view among his legs. And Chakravarti Padra, purport is that Lord Krishna struck the elephant with his fist and then disappeared among his legs. The word Angrish, now using its trunk, the elephant sees the waist of Krishna. It means with his trunk he encircled the waist of Krishna, who was standing there fearlessly. Krishna struck the elephant on his trunk with his left fist. As the elephant lost control from that punch, Krishna slipped out from his grasp, and disappeared between the four legs, which were as big as pillars. The word Angrishu among his legs can be explained as follows. First, Krishna hid behind the one leg. And when the elephant used his sense of smell to detect him, Krishna would hide behind the another leg. In this way, playful Krishna cheated elephant in many ways and showed the public his remarkable daring. Now, in olden days, in the war, the elephants were like tanks, modern day. And then there are horses, and then there are chariots. So when fighting with elephants, they are trained. And one of the training is they have to hide behind the legs of the elephant, or they have to clench on the belly of the elephant between the four legs. And an elephant cannot reach there, and they are safe there. Oh, there was in the Mahabharata, there's a story, there was one heavy elephant with Bhagdat Maharaj, and his eyes was always closed, so he used to keep a bandage here to keep eyes open. And his whole brigade came from China. Bhagdat was ruler of China, most probably. So Bhima was fighting with this elephant, and at one time Bhima was hiding himself under the belly of the elephant. And Krishna told Arjun that, I'm not seeing Bhima. Bhima may be in trouble. Let us go and let us approach Bhagdat. When they reached there, Krishna first said, you shoot an arrow to cut the bandage which is keeping eyes open of Bhagdat. And then they found that Bhima was clenched to the belly of the elephant, and there was a most powerful elephant in that Kurukshetra war. But ultimately Arjun killed that elephant, and then Bhima came out. So there is a way to fight with elephants, how to hide and all this. And it appears Krishna is very expert here. Krishna allowed the elephant to grab him using his trunk, since Krishna was capable of doing anything out of great curiosity. This will be understood later by the word Lilaya and Kirdaya. Lilaya means as a pastime, Kirdaya means as a plaything, like a child. He skillfully escaped, Galitaha, from the elephant without putting his garland or cloth in disarray. This is explained later. He went between the elephant's four legs and became invisible. Next, 7. Sankruditam achakshana. Elephant cannot see Krishna. Grahana drishtihi sakeshavam. By smelling, he is finding out where is Keshav, one who killed the Keshi. Paramrishtaha pushkarena. Generally, pushkarena is a lotus. And here, the trunk of the elephant, which is reaching to the Krishna, through that he was smelling, was for Krishna like as soft as lotus. Sa parharasyaha vinirgataha. Infuriated, being unable to see Lord Keshav, the elephant sought him out with his sense of smell. Once again, Kovalya seized the Lord with the end of his trunk, only to have the Lord forcefully free himself. Srila Prabhupada's disciples purport. Lord Krishna allowed the elephant to seize him so that the beast would be encouraged to keep fighting. Once Kovalya had thus become proud, Lord Krishna again thwarted him with the superior potency. Chakravarti Pad writes, not being able to see Krishna, elephant detected him with his sense of smell and seized Krishna with his trunk once again. With the desire to display his feast to the public and to encourage the beast to keep fighting, Krishna allowed himself to be seized by the elephant's trunk. Why Krishna allowed elephant to seize him by the trunk? For two reasons. Making people amazed, surprised, and making elephant eager to fight. Krishna allowed him to be seized. When the elephant thought he was successful, Krishna forcefully freed himself, saying, so, you want to show your strength? Now here, Jiva Goswami writes, push karena means by the trunk, but also hints that this trunk becomes soft like a lotus, pushkar, on contacting Krishna's beautiful limbs. When trunk reaches Krishna's limbs, it becomes very soft like lotus. Verse number 8. Puche pragrahiyati balam dhanusha pancha vishantim vichakrasya yatha nagam suparna ivalilaya. Now Krishna held the tail of the elephant and pulled him behind almost 125 feet back, like the Garuda, the eagle bird, catch the snake. Nagam is snake and Suparna is Garuda. Suparna means feathers. Lord Krishna then grabbed the powerful Kovalya by the tail and playfully dragged 25 bow length as easily as Garuda might drag a snake. The Krishna dragged the elephant 25 bows length, which is 125 feet, or 100 hand with the width distance by his tail. The elephant could not stop this. He dragged the elephant just as Garuda dragged the snake, or he dragged him such that the elephant could not remain in one place at all. 9. Saparya vartamanena swaya dakshinito achyuta babhramaha brahmayamanena govatseneva alaka. Example like some child holding on the tail of a small calf, and calf is moving here and there, so boy is moving left and right. Similarly, Krishna is holding on the tail of the elephant, and elephant is moving, or Krishna is moving left and right. That's the scene. As Lord Achyuta held on the elephant's tail, the animal tried to twist away to the left and to the right, making the Lord sway in the opposite direction, as the young boy would swear when pulling a calf by tail. Chakravarti Pad writes, in order to encourage the elephant to fight, Krishna slightly slacked the force of his pulling on the tail. When the elephant regained his strength, he would turn on the left in order to catch Krishna, who was holding his tail. Krishna would then move to the right. When the elephant turned to right, Krishna will go to the left. Just as the strong boy is moved about while clutching the tail of a calf. So Krishna is playing, making a fun of the elephant and giving a amusement to the onlookers. Krishna at no time stopped grasping his tail. This is the why achyuta word is used here. What word achyut is used here because Krishna at no time stopped grasping his tail. Achyuta. It means once he hold, he never give it up. Or he was motionless like a circle made by firebrand, going left and right because of the quick movement of the elephant. Verse number 10. Tato abhimukham abheyat abhetya. Now Krishna came just face to face with the elephant. Panina hatya varnan. With his hand, he struck the elephant. Pradruvam patyamasa. Sprishyamana pade pade. Krishna then came face to face with the elephant and slapped him and ran away. Kovalya pursued the Lord, managing to touch him again and again with his step, but Krishna outmaneuvered the elephant and made him trip and fall. In order to play in a different way, Krishna let go the elephant's tail. Krishna then struck the elephant lightly with his hand. If Krishna had given him a proper blow, it would have killed him immediately and ended the game. After striking the elephant, Krishna quickly ran away without any effort, but then reduced his speed to encourage the elephant. When the elephant began to touch him, Krishna stumbled as if tired of running to make the elephant fall on the ground. After being dragged around, Krishna faced the elephant and slapped him only slightly, otherwise the elephant would die instantly. Elephant could not run away since he was in a great pain. Krishna let the elephant touch him to encourage the elephant, otherwise he would have given up, run away, and Krishna would not have had much fun. Verse 11. Sadhavam kiraya bhumau. Krishna was running and then it appears he is falling on the earth. Patitva saha uthitta. And elephant thought the Krishna is on the ground, but he immediately stood up and disappeared, and elephant could not notice. And therefore what elephant was doing? Tam matva patitam krudho. He thought still the Krishna is on the ground. Dantabhyam sahantakshatim. With his two tusks, he was digging the earth as if he is piercing the Krishna, because his Krishna has fallen on the earth. As Krishna dodged about, he playfully fell on the ground and quickly got up again. The raging elephant, thinking Krishna was down, tried to gore him with his trunk, but struck the earth instead. So he just, his both tusks was touching the earth, it becomes loose. To make the elephant forcefully strike the hard stone on the ground, Krishna pretended to fall on the ground and slowly rise up. Seeing Krishna on the ground, the elephant became determined to kill him. The elephant fell on the knees and dug the earth with his tusk. At the very fraction of the moment the elephant was hurling his trunk, Krishna got up and ran to another spot. He made the elephant fall, and then after running, Krishna fell down. He quickly got up in such a way that the elephant did not even notice that he got up. Elephant fell to the knees and dug its tusk into the earth. Hari once says, Prapta bhumin janu bhyam Dashanabhyam tutada. The elephant fell on its knees and tried to attack Krishna with its tusk. Verse 12. Swavikarame pratihate kunjarendro ati amrishtataha chodyamano mahamatraihi krishnam abhyadrvadrusha. His prowess foiled, lordly elephant Kolyapad went into Friend's range out of frustration, but the elephant keeper goaded him on, and he furiously charged Krishna once again. The elephant by nature was angry, but now reaching the highest of the anger, urged on by his trainer, he rushed towards Krishna in intense anger. And Srila Sanatana Goswami writes, his prowess was thwarted, pratihate, or his prowess was destroyed by the Lord's cleverness. So elephant by nature was angry, but now reached the height of anger. Urged on by his trainer, he rushed towards Krishna in intense anger. All the trainer at this time participated in agitating the elephant. He quickly rushed at Krishna who attacked him. Next verse. Tanapantam asadya Bhagavan Madhusudana Nigrahe Panina Hastam Patyamas Bhutale. The Supreme Lord, killer of the demon Madhu, confronted the elephant as he attacked, seizing his trunk with one hand. Krishna threw him to the ground. Noticing that the time was passing, Krishna concluded his sporting with Kolyapad. Krishna nonchalantly caught the elephant's trunk with his left hand. Though he was Swayam Bhagavan, he could kill the Madhu demon according to the pastime of wrestling suitable to his human form. He grabbed the elephant's trunk with his hand. He had killed Madhu, the first demon, thus he was very strong. By his will he could have killed elephant, but he is described as most astonishing with sweetness. He displays his powers as the Lord in fighting, Bhagavan. Although he was a killer of Madhu, he was Bhagavan. Thus, with his hands he held an elephant's trunk constantly, or held it tightly and threw the elephant to the ground. This was greater than killing Madhu. Our last verse of this section. Patitasya padakrammaye mrigendra eva leelaya dantam utapatyate nebhyam asti panchadhari. Lord Hari then climbed onto the elephant with the ease of mighty line, pulled out the tusk, and with it killed the beast and his keeper. When the elephant fell down, patitam tam, he climbed its head with his foot, Krishna with his foot. Another version has patitasya, he climbed on the elephant with his foot and uprooted the tusk of the fallen elephant. He is called Hari because he took away Hari, the life of elephant. Like a lion, he assumed the form like a lion, Hari, in killing it. Now this is the section of Garga Samhita which says, the Kolyapad was son of Daitya Bali Maharaj, and he was very powerful, and he was in a Sri Rang, he was a Ranga Kshetra, and in a Ranga Yatra, he was pushing the people, and one Rishi was there, Trita, and he was pushed by this son of Bali. His name was Mandagati. Bali Maharaj's name was Mandagati. But he was very giant. So the saint says, you are pushing and pulling everybody like an elephant, go and become elephant. Then he realized and begged, what can I do? Please forgive me. Then he said, okay, you will become elephant, but Krishna will deliver you when he appears. So he became a elephant, a very powerful elephant in this region, and Jarasandha with hundreds of other elephants tried to catch him, and then he let this elephant loose, and Kansa was so powerful that he willed the elephant and he threw this elephant, and this elephant fell at a place called Lohaban, one of the 12 forests. And when Janasandha saw that, he said, oh, who is that man who can even throw away such powerful elephant? Then he found Kansa, and then he gave two of his daughter, Asti and Prapti, in marriage to Kansa, and he gave along with that Kuvalyapid elephant, who was Mandagati, son of Bali Daitya, and by the curse and also blessing of Trita Rishi, he became Kuvalyapid elephant. Sage is ocean of mercy. So he blessed him. I am pleased by your devotion. Still my words cannot be false. I will give you the transcendental blessing even the demigods cannot attain. O King of the Daitya, don't lament. In the Lord Krishna's city Mathura, you will attain liberation from this liberation from Lord Krishna's own hands. In this way, Daitya Mandagati became the elephant in Vindhya hills. He was as strong as 10,000 other elephants. O King of VIHE, with the aid of the 100,000 elephants, King Jarasandha captured him and eventually gave him to Kansa as a wedding present. Okay, next section, 15 to 18. Krishna Balaram enter wrestling arena. Mritakam Dvipam Utsarja. This Dvipam is another name for the elephant. See, Dvipam is elephant. So at least you find out 5 names of the elephant in this section. Mritakam Dvipam Utsarjaya Dantapani Samavishatta. Dantapani, Danta means the tusk of the elephant. Pani means in the hand. So Krishna is holding the hand of in the hand, Krishna is holding in the hand the tusk of the elephant and putting on the shoulder. And the other one, there are 2 tusks, one Balaram was carrying and one Krishna was carrying. Danta means the tooth, that is a tusk. Pani means hand. Ansanyastaha Vishano Ashrin Madabindu Bhi Alankarta. Now this is the beauty of the Krishna as a warrior, Veer Ras. Now from the elephant's blood and the special type of this called mud. Mud is a type of liquid which is coming from the tusk of from the trunk of the elephant. That's called manda. Bindu Alankarta. Krishna was decorated with the fine drops of blood and mud of elephant, along with Viruddha Sweda Kanika, and also Krishna's own sweat, because of his perspiration was on his face. Vadanambroho Babo, on his face. So leaving the dead elephant aside, Krishna held on the tusk and entered the wrestling arena. With the tusk resting on his shoulder, drops of elephant's blood and sweat sprinkled all over him, and his lotus face covered with drops of his own perspiration, the Lord shone with great beauty. Chakravartipad writes, with the elephant's tusk Perched on his shoulder, ansanyasta vishanu, vishana venu. This word, where is this word vishana venu? Same word vishan is here. Vishana venu. First verse of Brahmaji's prayer. Naumidya vapurambusha.
Naumidya devapushet dudambaraya gunjara vakansa paripechala sanmukhaya vanya saje kavala vetra vishana venu.
Oh, this is them Vishan. This is some exercise. When I see some word, then immediately some other words just spark in the, and then you can see Vishana Venu. Fine particles of perspiration like drops of dew on his face, on his lotus face, and drops of blood and the ichor from the elephant. Krishna's body glints with the beauty and appeared as the epitome of Veera Rasa, chivalry or heroism. And Shri Goswami writes, he held one tusk in his left hand, and Balaram pulled out the other tusk, since it is mentioned in the next verse that they held the tusk as weapon. He slightly entered the gate of the arena with special beauty, walking like an intoxicated elephant. His face was ornamented with drops of blood as if he had been painted, and had drops of perspiration appearing colorfully or excellently virudha. Since it is impossible for transformation, such as perspiration, to occur in the form of eternal knowledge and bliss, Krishna is Satchidanand. Such unlimited qualities appear and disappear according to pastime. His face was like a lotus that become beautiful with drops of wall on it. Veeraras. Verse 16. Virtau gopai katipai, virtau gopai katipai. Virtau means surrounded by, encircled. Gopai means coward boys. Katipai, how many? Some number. Baladeva Janardano. Here Krishna is called Janardan and Balaram is called Baladev. Rangam vivarshutau rajan gajadanta varayudhau. My dear king, Lord Baladev and Janardan, each carrying one of the elephant's tusk as his chosen weapon, enter the arena with several coward boys. Jiva Goswami writes, to reinforce the previous verse, a further description is added. Some of Krishna's close friends from Gokul had come along with elders such as Nanda. Balaram manifested special power at this moment to kill the wicked out of affection for his younger brother. Devotees like Narada, Jana, had requested Ardhan that Krishna kill Kansa. So he is called Janardan. And why Balaram is called Baladev? Because he will kill the other demons, the brothers of Kansa and other wrestlers Balaram will kill. So he is called Baladev and Krishna is called Janardan because he was requested by Narada to kill Kansa. This is the one meaning of Janardan. There are many meanings of Janardan, other places we get. Sukdev calls out to Parikshat in joy, O king, they put the tusk on their shoulders as the best weapons to kill the Kansa and to instill fear in him. Or they put the best elephant tusk on their shoulder as weapon. Verse number 17. This is most important verse. The rest of our time we'll spend on this verse. Malan ashnai nirnam narvara strinam samaro murtiman gopanam swajano satam kshati bhujam shasta swapitro shishu मृत्योर भोजपति विराट अद्वेष्टाम अविदुषाम तत्वं परम योगिनाम वृष्णीनाम परदेवतिति विदितो रंगम गत स अग्रज. Now Krishna is observed by the 10 type of people with 4 varieties, and each has a different mellow and different observation of the Krishna and different feeling about Krishna. So here is the translation. The various groups of the people in the arena regarded Krishna in different ways when he entered it with his elder brother. The wrestler saw Krishna as lightning bolt, thunderbolt. The man of the Mathura as the best of males. The woman as a cupid in person. The coward man as their relative. The impious ruler as chastiser. The parent as their child. The king of the Bhoj as death. And unintelligent as the supreme Lord's universal form. Yogis as absolute truth. And the Vishnis as their supreme worshipable deity. So now, Chakravarti, Srila Prabhupada disciple, right? Sridhar Swami quote the following verse, which explain 10 attitudes towards Krishna described here. Raudro adhbhutta cha shringhara hasyam viro daya tatha adhyan tatha भयानकश्च बिभस्तः बिभस्तः अशान्तः सप्रेम भक्तिः. So these are the 10 mellows in this one line. There are 10 different moods. Furry, perceived by wrestlers. Wonder by men. Conjugal attraction by women. Laughter by coward. Chivalry, kings. Mercy, parents. Terror, Kansa. Ghastly, unintelligent, peaceful, neutrality, the yogis, and loving devotion, Vrishnis. Sri Chakravarti Pad points out that people like the wrestlers, Kansa, and the impious rulers perceive Krishna as dangerous, angry, and threatening because they fail to understand the actual position of the personality of Godhead. So this is one group. Actually, the Krishna is everyone's friend and well-wisher, but because they rebel against him, he chastises us, and thus we may perceive him as threatening. Krishna, or God, is actually merciful, and when he punishes us, there is also his mercy. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur quote the following Vedic statement: Raso vaisa rasamahi evayam labdva anandi bhavati. He himself is rasa, the taste or mellow of a particular relationship, and certainly one who achieves this ras become anandi, filled with bliss. Taittiriya Upanishad. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati quote the further verse to explain the word rasa. What is the meaning of rasa? Rasa is Vaiti te bhavana vartamayas chamatkara bharabhu hriday sattva ujvala bharamsa vadate saraso mataha. That which is beyond imagination. Vyatita bhavana. Vyatita bhavana. Beyond imagination. Heavy with wonder. Chamatkar bharabhusha. Hriday, and relish in the heart, shining with goodness. Such is known as ras. This is a definition of ras by Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Pad Srila Prabhupada. व्यतीत्य भावना वर्तमयस चमत्कार भार भू हृदय सत्व उज्ज्वल भाड़म vadate saraso mataha. So this may be a question, I don't know if you find it out. Srila Rupa Goswami elaborately explained Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. There are 5 main rasas: neutrality, servitude, friendship, parenthood, and conjugal, and the 7 secondary rasas: amazement, humor, chivalry, compassion, fury, fear, and greed. Thus, altogether, there are 12 rasa, and the supreme object of them is Sri Krishna himself. In other words, our love and affection are actually meant for Krishna. Unfortunately, out of the ignorance, we stubbornly try to squeeze happiness and love out of material relationship, which are not directly connected to Krishna, and thus life becomes a constant frustration. The solution is simple: surrender to Krishna, love Krishna's devotee, and be happy. Now, Srila Chakravarti Pad's purport. This verse shows Krishna is personified, essential purport of all Upanishad. Krishna is personified, essential purport of all Upanishad. Krishna, who is declared as Shruti to be the great original form of all rasa, Maharasa Swarupa, manifested himself within the wrestling arena to the different type of people present in accordance with their particular mentalities. In front of the wrestler like Charan, who had bodies as big as mountain, Krishna was like a thunderbolt. Though Krishna had tender, cool and gentle limbs, he appeared to the envious wrestler to be extremely hard like the mountain, with a harsh pain inflicting limbs. Though sugar candy is sweet, it tastes bitter to one with jaundice. Though Krishna's form was seen by the wrestler and other similarly inclined spectators, they did not taste the real form, Rasa Swarup, of the Lord, but rather experienced Rasa Abhas in their hearts. The men of Mathura, who were not envious of their very birth and endowed with a generalized mood of pure love, Krishna appeared as best of men, possessing the most excellent qualities and performing the most amazing and extraordinary pastime. Because the mind of these men are situated in pure goodness, they appreciate Krishna's true identity as the best of males, and thus they relish the mellow of astonishment, Vishmaya Ras. Young women of Mathura who were without any trace of material lust and full of prem appreciate Krishna as a true identity, as the original Cupid. Therefore, within their heart, Krishna manifested the mood of conjugal affection, Ujjwal Ras. By the use of the word Murti-man, the incarnation of embodiment or embodiment as the modifying adjective to the Smara, Smara means Cupid. It indicates that all other realization are the limbs or expansion of this particular Swarup. Krishna's form is the transcendental Cupid or Kamadev. Coward boys appreciate Krishna's true identity, Swarup, as their intimate friend. Thus, among them, he manifested the mood of friendship, Sakharas, and the mellow of humor, Hasyaras. Impious kings who were burdening the earth and offending the Lord's devotees saw Krishna as their destroyer. But since being the destroyer is not the swarup of Krishna, who is the well-wisher of all and the reservoir of unlimited pleasure, persons like the wrestler could not appreciate Krishna's true identity. Among them, Krishna manifested Ras Abhas in the mood of anger, Rodra Ras. For his parents, Nanda and Vasudeva, or else Vasudeva and Devaki, Krishna appears as baby, indicating that they appreciated his swarup, since being the son of Nanda and Vasudeva are both his true identity. Thus, they experience the mood of parental love, Vatsalya, and also the mood of compassion, Karunaras, because they saw that there were person present who wanted to hurt Krishna. Kansa, the king of Bhoja, saw Krishna as death. Krishna, who is a stream of sweet, intoxicating nectar, does not have a swarup of death. Thus, Kans did not really taste Krishna, but simply got a dim reflection of transcendental taste, abhas, in the mood of fight, bhayanak ras. Kansa's ignorant priests and other offenders, Krishna appeared an ordinary mundane person. Such bewildered person said, "Just see, what sort of supreme lord is this that is steal others' wives and slaughter cows and other innocent creatures? Indeed, even now his limbs are contaminated with the bones and blood of some living being, which is wicked even of ordinary men. Thus, Krishna is most repulsive to look at, since such extremely sinful blasphemers who are unintelligent and not and more fallen than demons like Kansa had no attraction for Krishna. Their mood was ras abhas of ghastliness, bibhastaras. For the yogis such as Sanak Kumar, Krishna was supreme truth in person, the Parbrahm, which means that they did not appreciate Krishna's true identity. In them, Krishna manifested the mellow of neutrality, Shantras. The members of the Vishnu dynasty saw Krishna as their most worshipable Supreme Lord. They tasted his swarup in the mood of servitude, Dasyaras. Among the 10 type of people described in the arena, 4 being inimical to Krishna, were unable to appreciate the transcendental mood of relationship with him, and thus could not taste the real rasa of Krishna, who is the source of all rasa. The other 6 classes of persons relished 8 rasas. Upanishad say raso vaisa, rasa hi ayam, rasi ayam labadva anandi bhavati. Supreme Lord is the very form of ras. Having tasted that ras, our most astonishing bliss, the living entity become completely blissful. It is confirmed here in the 10th canto's description that of Kansa wrestling match that Krishna is that rasa, raso vaisa. The above statement on ras from Upanishad means that though a person may be blissful, if he attain Krishna, tam labdva, who is the ras personified, he then becomes completely full of bliss, ananda bhavati. So this is a lengthy purport. Now we are going to the another more lengthy purport by Srila Jiva Goswami on this verse. But before we go to that purport, I would like to give you this small now we are 22. Good. This is the chart for the 10 rasas. It is not in our this presentation, but this is in some other presentation for teaching. Just at a glance, Malanam Ashnai, wrestler as thunderbolt, and the ras is called Veer Ras. Nirnam Nar Varaha. Oh, where is that? The man of Mathura is the best of males, Vishmaya Ras. Strinam Samaro Murtiman, woman as a cupid, Madhurya Ras. Gopanam Swajano, coward boys as their relatives, Sakha and Hasya Ras. Asatam means devotee, asatam means non-devotee. Asatan Kshati Bhujam Sasta, Kshati Bhujam means kings. Empire's ruler as chastiser, Raudra Ras. Swapitraho Shishuhu, his parents as their child, Vatsalya and Karuna Ras. Mrityu Bhojapatihe, death for Kansa, Bhayanak Ras. Vrad Avidusham, unintelligent as Vrat Roop, Bibhast Ras. Tattvam Param Yoginam, yogis as absolute truth, Shant Ras. Vrishninam Paradevata, Vrishnim, the supreme worshipful deity, Dasya Ras. So this is the chart at glance about the 10 mellows appreciated and relished by the people in the wrestling arena of Kansa on looking at Krishna. Now we are going to the more detailed description by Sri Jiva Goswami Pad. Sridhar Swami he says that here Krishna is described as conglomeration of rasa, conglomeration of all rasa, since he is both the cause of rasa and its effect. Krishna is the cause of ras and the effect of ras. So he is conglomeration of all rasa. Shruti says raso vaisa rasam hi evayam labdva anandi bhavati. So this is the same verse quoted from Taittiriya Upanishad, so we may remember, this is better. The Lord is the ras, and attaining that ras one attain bliss. The particulars are as follows. Wrestler who were proud, thinking themselves the best of warriors, become angry because Krishna, whose limbs were like thunderbolt and acted with disregard, disrespected those who were also like thunderbolts. In this state entered the arena. The wrestler exhibited Krodh Sthai Bhav and Rodra Ras. Krodh Sthai Bhav and Rodra Ras. This is for the wrestler. Wrestler, you write wrestler, Krodh Sthai Bhav and Rodra Ras. Next. Citizen of Mathura, other than the wicked Kansa and his followers, on seeing Krishna's extraordinary pastime, were amazed. They exhibited Vismaya Sthai Bhav and Adhbhut Ras. Vismaya Sthai Bhav and Adhbhut Ras. The women of Mathura, other than the elder woman, manifested Rati. While thinking of him as their beloved, they exhibited Priyata Sthai Bhav and Shringar Ras. Priyata Sthai Bhav and Shringar Ras. His friends of the same age, such as Sri Dhamma, exhibited Hasya sthai bhav and hasya ras. Basically, they have a sakha sthai bhav and added with hasya ras.
तो ये हेली का एक्चुअली क्या है, मुझे लाइट का प्लग तो लगा दिया है,
Say,
स्क्रू कर दिया तो 1 मिनट का काम है।
what, Prabhu?
तो फेस प्लेट होती है ना जो प्लग के ऊपर लगती है, जो वाइट कलर
वो फेस लाइट कहाँ लग रही है? ऊपर कहाँ लग रही है फेस लाइट? कंप्यूटर के ऊपर आ रही है क्या?
He was talking on his phone.
Okay. While thinking, okay, now we are here. Hasyaras, on seeing with unrestricted hearts his extraordinary costumes decorated with elephant's blood and mud, the wicked king saw him as punisher. They experienced virya ras and sthai bhav and utsaha, sthai bhav called utsaha, on seeing his extreme courage. Devaki and Vasudeva and Nanda, Pitro, and others as well, with similar sentiment experience shok sthai bhav and karuna ras. Worrying about the evil intention of the wrestler since they thought his body was soft because they saw him as a baby. The word daya also indicates this ras. Kansa saw him as the cause of his death. This is a bhaya sthai bhav and bhayanak ras. Ignorant experience jugushpa sthai bhav and bibista ras. Disgust. Since they thought he was a material imperfect person, even though the wise understood him to have a body of eternity, knowledge and bliss. Devotees with a mixture of gyaan saw him as a Param Brahma and experienced Shant Sthai and Shant Rasa. Shamo manha nishtaha buddhihi. Shama means fixing the intelligence in me. Thus, the Shant Ras means being fixed in Krishna with peacefulness. Shant refers to that affection which takes shelter of his Swarup, while there is the absence of all material desires. Possessing affection for him, while at the same time having absence of more intense bhav like dasya or sakha. So Shant is a bhav in which there's no material desire, there's a full attachment to Krishna, but there is no affection. If there is affection, then it is a dasya bhav. Oh, he was most worshipable for Vishnus. He produced a supreme bhakti, dasya. This means that they had bhakti with the knowledge of him as being the worshipable, prema bhakti as their sthai bhav. This is called prem bhakti in Sridhar Swami's commentary. A verse, the verse summarizes the rasas. This is from Sridhar Swami. Raudro adhbhutta शुचि अथो धृतः सख्यहासो वीरो अथ वात्सल्य उतः करुणः भयानकः बिभस्तः संज्ञा उदितो अथ थैवः शान्तः स्वप्रेम भक्ति इति ते व्यधिका दशस्योः. The 12 rases are, the name of 12 rases we know. Raudra, adhbhutta, shringhara, sakhya, hasya, veer, vatsalya, karuna, bhayanak, bibhasta, shant and dasya. The description of rasa in this verse is not in proper order, since the verse describes the people as they were seen. Or the list of the person may be explained in another way. There are 4 types of people in this category. Number one, those who were hostile. Number two, those who were ignorant. Number three, those who were who with knowledge of him. And four, those with a favorable knowledge of him. So these are the four groups. These are further divided into 10 type of observers. Krishna appeared different to each type of the observer in the suitable manner and showed his complete power in his sweet pastime that is described in this verse. Wrestlers, the king siding with Kansa, number one wrestler, number two king siding with Kansa, and number three Kansa were aware of Krishna with hostility. This is the first group. Since Krishna is the form of highest happiness, he would not give suffering, but because their vision was clouded by ignorance, they saw him with opposite qualities. A tongue afflicted with generous taste, bitterness on contacting sugar candy. The wrestler thought that they could defeat the Yadavas and Krishna when they touched their tough limbs, but then Krishna appeared to be as hard as thunderbolt. Those who attacked the devotees, asatam, kings who were unqualified but took the position by force, who seemed to devour the earth, kshati bhujam, Krishna appeared as punisher. Kansa was the cause of death for many devotees, personally and through his demon followers. He tried to kill Krishna's mother and Krishna. Bhojpate also means the master of devourers. Bhoj means devourer. For Kansa, Krishna appeared death. Some present there were not inimical, but did not have knowledge of him, were not favorable. Like Brahmanas, priests, who had performed sacrifice and ignored Krishna. There were ignorant people present at the wrestling match, since they did not experience any happiness from realizing of his swarup. They did not know him, since they did not attain the mercy of his Shakti to realize his form. They realized him as a human child. Vrat in this verse means a human child, a portion of the universal form which is material. The Kumara and other situated in the sky had gyaan. They saw him as the shelter of all things. Because of not having a great portion of favorable attitude, they realized him only as the supreme existence, superior to Brahma, which is realized only as a swarup, because they saw him as Bhagavan, a substantial object endowed with qualities. The men of Mathura and the women, the parents of Krishna and cowherds, were the favorable persons present, because they were aware of him with favorable attitude. They had superior realization of his form. Since Krishna possessed infinite and natural sweetness, because of his manifestation to these persons, even regular jivas were able to relish him by obtaining a small trace of that sweetness. Ordinary people, Nirnam, a little different from the other of four types of favorable people who saw him as the best of the males, are described in the verse 20. Among such men, there were also some women who expressed sentiments like Srimada Bhagvatam 10:44-7. Alas, what a greatly religious act the member of the royal assembly are commenting. These people thought of Krishna as best among the human beings, Narvaram. They had a knowledge, accepting that he was superior because of the awareness of some portion of Krishna's sweetness. And they had a favorable attitude as indicated by their words. The other women Parents and cowherds had progressively deeper realization. Among the women, some spoke like this. Already we have done this verse. Oh, it's coming, upcoming, 44. Gopyastap kimacharan yadamoshya rupam lavanya saram asamordhavam ananya siddham dirgabhi banti anusabhavinam durapam ekant dhama yasa shriya aishwarasya. What astras must the gopis have performed? With their eyes they always drink the nectar of Lord's form, which is the sense of loveliness and is not to be equaled or surpassed. That loveliness is the only abode of beauty, fame, and opulence. It is self perfect, ever fresh, and extremely rare. 10:44:14. Since Krishna appeared in their heart with manifestation of special sweetness, causing conjugal love, they saw him as personified Cupid, as a material devata of love, having capacity to produce that love. Though that was not possible, since material Cupid does not have body, and Krishna was different since he was the supreme entity. The chief Yadus saw Krishna as the supreme deity by the manifestation of great power, since their knowledge of him as their relative was generally covered. Krishna was the dearest deity, their personal object of worship, since he was the Swayam Bhagavan. At the time of great trouble, in the association of Nanda and other, pure Vatsalya appeared in Vasudeva and Devaki, who were famous as Krishna's parents during his pastime among Yadus. However, when they thought of him as their infant, their Vatsalya was usually covered because knowledge of his powers as the Lord is overpowering. This can be understood when they glorified him from birth as the best of the Vishnus. The word Swa indicate that his relationship with Vasudeva Devaki was more intimate than that of the rest of the Vishnus. By their nature, the cowards such as Nanda thought of Krishna as of their own child, and the cowards like Sridhama thought of him as his own friend Swajan. Repeatedly, Sukhdev has praised them in the Gokul pastime and compared them. Others are considered inferior. The following should be understood. There are three types of bhav. Number one, bhav opposing affection, found is person with unfavorable vision of Krishna. Bhav which is neutral to the affection, found in the ignorant. Bhav filled with affection, found in those with knowledge and those who were devoted. Those who saw Krishna as thunderbolt, a punisher, or a death, saw him generally with fear. Their fear did not produce rasa. In poetic work of a scholar of material rasa, rasa is not produced in such persons as Nal and Damayanti. Through hearing poetic works or seeing dramatic enactment, but is produced in experiencers of the poetic work, who have similar inclination as the character depicted in the work. Persons with hostile sentiment like wrestler and other enemies of Krishna are not qualified to hear poetic works about the Lord. Similarly, nor of the ras concerning the Lord consider sentiment of Kansa and others to be inimical. That produce suffering. It does not produce pleasurable experience of ras. The disregard seen in ignorant people present at the wrestling match did not produce ras also. Though those who had knowledge of the Lord and those with favorable attitude have affection for Lord. That affection has 5 types according to their special nature. Among yogis, those who are devotees with some gyaan attain shanta or para. The devotees such as Vrishni attain prema or bhakti, dasya. The friend attends sakya, parent affection for Krishna, their infant attend vatsalya. The woman attend rati, filled with pritiyata sthai bhav, madhurya. Where there was no special feature, then simply pure rati manifested. This took place in the men who saw Krishna with astonishment. All those with sentiment of affection attend ras, since they naturally manifested bliss, which is much superior to bliss of Brahma. Even according to the theorist of material ras, ras is produced from affection through the creation of bliss. Now there are few technical words which are in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, but in this section which you might have done this time. Vibhav. Vibhav and other ingredients present in this case were most extraordinary by their very nature. They do not depend on artificially creating atmosphere. Astonishment found in the material ras. Here ras arises from the object, most worthy of description and enactment. This ras of the Lord is illustrated by the author Nam Kaumodi and others. It is expressed in the Bhagavatam as Nigam Kalapatro Galitam Phalam Sukhmukhadam Dravya Sangyutam Pibad Bhagavatam Rasamalyam Moho Rasika Bhuvibhavika. O knower of the rasa, O fortunate souls, constantly drink from the mouth of Sukdev the Bhagavatam, the fruit of tree of the Vedas, which has dropped from the tree to this earth, which is immortal, liquid, which is the sense of sweetness, and which include all type of liberation. Remembering and inspiring other devotees to remember the Lord, who destroy all sins, the devotee will develop hairs standing on end in ecstasy by prema bhakti produced from the sadhan bhakti. Sometimes they weep, sometimes because of the thought of Lord, sometimes they laugh, become joyful, or speak without regard for society. They dance, sing, and concentrate their senses on Krishna, having attained the Lord and experiencing bliss, they remain silent. Srimad Bhagavatam 11:3, 31, 32. The Lord is the alamban. These are the two parts of vibhav. The vibhav has two parts, alamban and udipan. So Lord is the alamban part of vibhav, and the memories of him are udipan, part of the vibhav. And what is vibhav? Vibhav means that which produces, bhavyati. Ras, that which produces ras in a special way, visheshena vibhava, bhavyati visheshena. The anubhav, one is called vibhav, other is called anubhav. Anubhav, known as anubhavaras, external symptoms, are remembering him and other actions. Anubhav means that which announces anubhavati, anubhavyati, rasa, that announces rasa. Now here there are four words: vibhav, anubhav, satvik bhav, sanchari bhav. When these four bhav, when they exert their influence on sthai bhav, then the ras is produced. These four bhav, you have done this course with Urmila Mataji? So these are the all names. Huh?
Yes, Prabhuji. She mentioned that these things together make it a rasa.
So these are the all for things here. Now you see, what is vibhav? This is a good definition of vibhav. Vishesha, special way of producing ras is called vibhav. And it has two parts, alimban and udipan. And anubhav means anubhavati. Like you see something which reminds you Krishna, then you act voluntarily. These voluntary actions are called anubhav. And then involuntary actions, they are called anubhav. Sattvic bhav. Sattvic bhav are hair standing on end, etc. They are involuntary bhav. And then sanchari bhav are contemplating, etc. Sanchari means that which moves about everywhere in ras. And there are 33 asanchari bhav, something like that. The phrase sanchari bhaktya, sanjayata bhaktya indicate that sthai bhav. Sthai means that whose quality is to remain, since it supports everything else. Param aitai means having attained the supreme object composed of the supreme ras. That attainment of the Lord is illustrated in the following verse. Bhagavat darshanna halad vasap paryakulekshana pulakchitanga utakantaya swakhyane nasakam nirpa. The joy of seeing the Supreme Lord flooded Akru's eyes with tears and decorated his limbs with the eruption and ecstasy. He felt such eagerness that he could not speak to present himself. By similarity with Preeti, there is Preeti Ras. According to six different type of sthai bhav, there are 6 ras. Shantra sthai bhav has a shant ras. Prem bhakti sthai bhav has a prem bhakti ras. Dasya bhav, then Sakhya sthai bhav has Sakhya ras. Vatsalya sthai bhav has a Vatsalya ras. Rati sthai bhav has a Sringar ras. So differentiated Preeti and Preet ras. The remaining 7 rasa, starting with adhbhut, experienced by the devotee, appear and disappear in the devotees of the Lord with their affection for the Lord. These 7 may be considered sanchari bhav, since they are secondary in nature. State of hostility and indifference to the Lord have been shown for the sake of knowledge only. These bhavas and rasas are explained in the detail in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu with differing terminologies and even understood easily like the palm of the hand. When the sthai bhav, vibhav, anubhav, sanchari bhav become tasty together, it is called ras. These are called causes, effect, and assistant. Cause, effect, and assistant. They in causing rasa. Vibhav has 2 parts, alamban and udipan. Alamban has 2 parts, Vishya and Ashraya. Vishya of rasa is Krishna, and the experiencer of Krishna is the Ashraya. Experienced by the Prem, most excellent Krishna is incomparable. Udipans are elements related to Krishna. The Anubhav are of 2 types, Satvik Bhav and Angika. The 8 Satvik Bhav are being stunned, perspiration, standing of the hairs on hand, choking of the voice, trembling, changing of the complexion and fainting. And Angika Anubhavs are dancing, moving about on the ground, singing, breathing heavily, etc. These are Angika. 33 Sanchari Bhav, I am not going to read now, it's too much already. So these are 33 Sanchari Bhav. And Sthai Bhav, Rati, Prem, Sneha, Pranaya, Man. So Sthai Bhav become Rati, then Prem, then Sneha, then Pranaya, then Man, then Rag, Anurag, Mahabhav. And Radharani is Mahabhav. Swarupi, only Mahabhav is Radharani. The Chandravali cannot go beyond, say, Bhav. Say, they cannot go in higher. So they are Mahabhav, then Madhbhav has also higher stages. Rood, Mahabhav, Ati Rood, Madan, Modan. So there are higher stages of these. Sthai Bhavs are Shant, Priti, Sakhya, Vatsalya, Priyata. Okay, these are okay. Oh Krishna, I think our time is over. This is the most important verse which takes time to comprehend throughout the life. And the last we will read of this section to end. Uh, when Kansa saw that Kualipid was dead and the two brothers were invincible, he was overwhelmed with anxiety, O king. Manasya api means even though Kans was a great hero, or else before Kans was disturbed with anxiety and now he become completely overtaken by anxiety. End of the class for today. How many verses we were supposed to complete today? Hmm?
19.
So we have done 18. Ha, ha, ha. Anyway, this 17 is most important verse. Tomorrow we'll discuss the questions from this section and proceed further. Is it okay? Everybody is late. I traveled in the morning, went to Delhi, came back on the road whole day. Maybe some part one day I have to miss. I have to fly somewhere. Pray for me. Hare Krishna. Question and answer tomorrow. Okay?
Recording stopped.